Before you go and create something, it's best to find out what the market wants. Do they prefer apples or oranges? Now you could ask your family and friends what they think of your new brand or logo, but they're only going to tell you what you want to hear.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Or what you don't want to hear.
That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
It's much better getting instant customer feedback, and you can do that using PickFu. So with PickFu, you can set up a poll and you can find out straight away which logo people prefer, which brand name, which icon for your mobile game or for your app. You can do it to test book covers or even YouTube thumbnails. Now I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And if you want to use PickFu, you can use my affiliate link that is linked in the description to this video. So let's get started. So here I am creating a poll, and I'm going to set it up with just 2 items. Now you can have those 2 items. They could be book covers, they could be videos, they could be images. In my case, I'm just going to ask, which book title do you prefer? Okay, option A, Organized, the key to living without overwhelm. Or option B, how to beat overwhelm in 5 short lessons. I could add some extra options here. I'm not going to. I'm going to preview my poll so that I get to see what it looks like. This is also a good idea so you can check that you've got your spelling right, that your question isn't confusing, and that you've got your options correct. I'm going to stop this poll when I get to 50 respondents, and it's going through the general population. Now, if I want to reach a particular audience, I can do that here. Okay, home cook, fiction, Amazon Prime member, or I can choose a whole lot of other options here. So I might go for somebody with self-help and relationships. So you can pick your audience size. Now you can pick your audience size, but the default is 50 US-based respondents. And the answer you get back is really fast. Now, you can do it for a general audience, which is what I'm looking for here, or you can make it more targeted. And so you could choose by one of these. You can see that, for example, I could go for a particular kind of book. Okay, people who like to read entertainment books, or maybe the mobile game genre. Or maybe I could go for the small business owner, the side hustles. And you can target it even more if you want. Or you can just clear those altogether. So I'm just going for the general audience here. And you do have some options to get a discount. But I'm going to give you a discount now if you use my code, which is in the link in the description below. So let me start the poll. And I'm going to see how long it takes. Let's go. So as you can see, it's a really easy system to use. My poll has started and I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'll come back once the poll has finished and I've got my 50 respondents, and I'm already getting some results coming in, and to my surprise, this is the one that is actually winning. I thought it wasn't such a good title, but it seems to be getting more votes. And you get to see the responses as they come in. You get to see actually some descriptions, which are really helpful. Sounds most convincing to me. It's very attention grabbing. B sounds better for an online article. This is really good. A little awkward to read to see how it's structured. These are really good answers. More grammatical, sounds better, more interesting. Look at the quality of the answers here. These are really good, and this has all happened in 15 minutes. Let's look at the answers to option B. Makes the idea sound easier, because remember, option B was how to beat overwhelm in 5 short lessons. Or the title is confusing to read grammar-wise, but I like beating something over living with something. That's a really interesting one. The key to living without overwhelm, or beating overwhelm. So maybe I could change that. Organize the key to beating overwhelm. So it not only tells you what they have voted for, but why. And that's already just from 14 responses. Can you see how valuable that information is. That's really, really good. And I get to see, I can break this down as well. I can filter my responses into male and female, age brackets, and so on. So that's really interesting as well, especially if I want to target a particular demographic. So even as I'm speaking, we're still getting more new responses coming in. So it's a really wonderful experience, so that you're not thinking, I wonder what title is going to work. I'm not only finding out which one is going to work, I'm finding out why. I really love that. As you can see down the bottom here, we get a breakdown by age group 2, which is pretty interesting. Some other things here, you can segment, you can choose different segments. If you've got PickFu for e-commerce sellers, or if you're an app developer, or maybe if you're an author like I'm pretending to be for this poll. And you get to do some split testing in other ways. There's a whole lot more that you can learn about PickFu. So as you can see, this poll is still coming in, even as we speak, getting new answers each time. Organized with an exclamation point really grabs your attention. These are really good answers, aren't they? And I can even pin some of these answers just to make it a more notable answer. You get to see just how popular one or other of the options are. And it makes me realize, even after I've only up to 19 responses, even now I'm starting to get a whole lot of really valuable information that I didn't have before. So I'm going to, or I can clear all of the filters altogether. Update. I was really surprised to see that 80% of the votes went to option A and only 20% to option B. And as I showed you earlier on in the video, there are tons of valuable responses that you can use when you are deciding. I think the word organized adds a bit of attraction when offering to help beat an overwhelming life. A just rolls off the tongue a bit better. For this one, I don't like how the word overwhelm is used in either title, but at least it makes more sense in A. And it even suggests an alternate title. So there's a lot of very, very rich information here from people who are responding to the poll. Now, I didn't run a poll to see whether the pear would be more popular than the mango, but I could always do that. In the meantime, you go run your own poll.